Hello and welcome. Hi. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here, hi, I'm FEARSONA. You can call me Sona, and I'm your friendly neighborhood true crime VTuber, here to give you full body chills and here to confess to something because I lied. I lied to you guys. I apologize. I'm sorry. I have committed a grave sin. I have to clarify something and it pains me. It hurts physically. So I lied about baby's kneecaps. That's what I lied about. And I had the fun facts with fear are not as reliable as I promised they would be, and I am very disappointed in myself. So baby's kneecaps, I actually said in the previous stream that, you know, the kneecaps of babies, they show up only on an x-ray, but it's the other way around. They don't show up on an x-ray. I read it wrong and I was just like, oh, okay, that doesn't make sense, but sure, why not? I mean, this is fun facts with fear. And I actually like wrote it down incorrectly, and yeah, they don't show up on an x-ray. So they are there, they just don't show up. They're like ghost kneecaps. So this, I'm sorry, I feel terrible. I misled you guys. You guys had for 48 hours, well, no, wait, 48 hours about, yeah, you guys had the wrong information. I'm sorry. I don't deserve to do fun facts with fear. I am not a reliable source. I'm sorry. Clear kneecaps, like as if, you know, as the Lions coach would say, just bite their kneecaps, bite them on their kneecaps. Whatever the fuck that means, but sure. Wait, I have to like move my chat because I think it's something's wrong with the chat. Yeah, okay. All right, now it's good. Honestly forgot about that fact, but okay. Well, great. Now you remember. Like, you should remember this. As bumblebee bats even... Are bumblebee bats even real? Are they? Wait, did I say they are real? It was still a pretty neat fun fact though. Yeah, well, now it's even neater. Now you know that they don't show up, the baby's kneecaps don't show up on an x-ray until they grow up, so you know. Also, Kronos has been a member for 15 months, and thank you so much. Over a year. It's a long time. 15 months with a liar. Oh no. See, I feel terrible about that. Oh my god. Oh my god, I was trying to be a reliable source. I was trying to be a source of wisdom, knowledge. I was trying to be useful. You know, every video I was trying to share, you know, fun facts that are very interesting, and it's good to know. It's a very good conversation starter. Like, just imagine, you know, you're on your first date, and you're like, hey, did you know that baby's kneecaps don't show up on an x-ray? I mean, you would get me there. I'd be like, oh, okay. Okay, well, this is an experience. I'm sorry, I disappointed everyone. I'm such a disappointment. I'm such a, I don't know. I bring shame to my channel. I brought shame to my whole existence. I'm sorry. They don't? Well, they don't. Yeah, apparently they don't. Apparently they don't, and I shared the wrong information. I said like, oh, they show up only on x-ray, but you don't really like, yeah. But no, they don't. Also, wish well Kentrell. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Hi Fear, I finally caught one of your streams. This is wonderful. Thank you so much for catching one of my streams live. I just scratched my desk clean. Just, you know, you just hold on. You just hold on, because I'm gonna punch you a little bit today, because we're gonna be talking about, oh, also I just saw Fabian. Thank you so much for the super. Sona is being replaced. Now it is fun facts with Fabian. Oh no. Just joking. Fun fact, please. Sure. Wait, okay. Do I have a fun fact? Oh, there is no center of the universe. If you've probably heard the saying like, oh, you think she thinks or he thinks that they're like the center of the universe, right? Well, you can correct them there. You'll be like, no, wait, hold up. There is no center of the universe because every galaxy in existence is expanding away from one another. So there is no center of the universe. Yeah, they're expanding away from each other. So that is not factual. You'll be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa there. This is incorrect. Be Spock, you know? Just go through your life, aspire to be Spock. Spock is great. You know, just clarify everything. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I'm kidding. Don't be rude. But you know, you can definitely, you know, just clarify some things for people. Also, Cesario, thank you so much for being a member for 19 months. No less recordings of extinct animals. Oh, are you talking about the Hawaiian bird? Oh my god, yeah, that's a sad recording. Also, Dorothy, thank you so much for the supa. You can't disappoint me, Sona. I have low standards. No! Yeah, it's kind of like, don't care what people say. Have you met people? They're horrible. So why would you care what somebody says or what somebody thinks of you? Just don't. They are horrible. So, Silverjack has been a member for 19 months. Congratulations. Thank you so much again. It is almost 2 years. You're cutting it close. Shall now punish you with eating durian. No! I don't have a durian actually now, but, wait. What? I just got another fun fact. Siamese cat's coat. Oh wait, Siamese cat's coat color is super interesting. It is light unless the cat's temperature drops. What? Hello? It darkens with the high temperature. What the fuck? I'm gonna screenshot this. This is madly interesting. Siamese cats. Deception. An animal of deception. Also, Kronos, thank you so much for the supa. Here's a fun fact. The shortest war in history was between Britain and Zanzibar. Oh, I knew this. In 1896, it lasted only 38 minutes. Yeah, I knew this. I actually have seen this somewhere. But it's cat fun facts too. I have a question about the giveaway for winners of the giveaway. Will you ship to countries like UK or Canada? I will ship everywhere. Yes, everywhere. It doesn't have to be US. You can apply wherever you live. So, you know, like if you're the winner, yes, I'm gonna ship it to you. As long as you give me a valid address, I will ship it anywhere you live. I mean, unless it's like somewhere difficult, very difficult to reach, like, I don't know, Antarctica, the polar station. I think if it's a polar station, you might have to like give me a different address because I think it's a little bit hard, or you might have to wait a little bit longer. I live on Venus. Good luck, Jesus Christ. I don't think I could get it there. So, you know, just within reason. Okay. Sona should be punished by eating the wired Taiwanese. What? The wired Taiwanese food she ate for. Oh no, oh my god, no, hell no. She ate from the last stream where she played the horror game. Oh, hell no. I will never eat that food again. It was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting. If you guys haven't seen it, it was one of my streams where I eat like disgusting food. It was horrible. I ate oyster noodles, which were very slimy. I ate, I think, pig blood cake and something else. I forgot. Oh, I ate, well, I mean, stinky tofu and durian, but... Eesh. Okay, you guys. Let's get, we're gonna chat about other ridiculous things and other things that were ridiculous that happened recently to me at the end of the stream. I will talk about the giveaway too. So if you see it at the bottom of the screen, yes, there is a giveaway, Japan goodies giveaway coming up on Sunday, May 5th. And you can still apply. The link is in the description of this video, I believe. I think I put it there, but the link is in the description of this video. You can like actually check it out and you can apply. The form and entries just close, like they close. Oh well, the form closes on May 4th. So just bear that in mind because I need to have time to, you know, just input everything into like the random kind of winner draw website, and yeah, I'm gonna choose winners live on stream. Okay, now we're gonna, I think we can go to the videos. Okay, so today I have 4 disturbing last recordings or videos left by missing persons. And some of those cases were, no, actually all of them were unsolved. Some of those cases kind of solved, but not really. They were never solved to the very end. They were never really explained. Also, mind you, this is a fair warning. Some of those recordings are pretty disturbing. So if you are sensitive to, disturbing content, I advise you to not listen, not watch this video. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe you should, you have a chance to leave right now. But if you're interested, please stay. And I think the cases are pretty interesting. Some of them are very heartbreaking. Well, I mean, all of them are heartbreaking, but there is the first one that is especially heartbreaking. So just brace yourself. Okay. So the first case is that of a 9-year-old girl named Antonet Cayedito. She was a 9-year-old girl who disappeared from her home in Gallup, New Mexico on April 6th, 1986. And Antonet was last seen at her residence on the night of April 5. April 5. My brain is not braining today. But she was last seen... So she was last seen at her residence on the night of April 5th, 1986. And according to her family, she was abducted from her bedroom during the early hours of April 6th. There were reports from neighbors who claimed to have heard screams coming from the Cayedito residence that night. But by the time the authorities arrived, Antonet was already missing. And it's also important to mention that on the night of Antonet's disappearance, her mom, Penny, was out meeting friends at a local bar, leaving Antonet and her 2 younger sisters, Wendy and Sadie, with a babysitter. So Penny returns home around midnight, and then she sends the sitter home and goes straight to bed. Like without, as far as I know, without really checking on her children. Because the babysitter, mostly due to the fact that the babysitter said everything was fine, you know, the kids were sleeping, and also because Penny was slightly intoxicated, so she just wanted to go to bed, right? So this makes the whole case even more puzzling, because if you consider this, Penny is back home, right? The sitter was there, the babysitter was there all the time, so does that mean the neighbors were lying about the screams since the babysitter was there and would have heard something? Or was the babysitter in on the kidnapping? Or was Antonet abducted after her mother and sister, the sitter went home, the mother came back home, she went to sleep, she was slightly intoxicated. Was that when Antonet was abducted, when everyone turned in for the night? So another strange part is that the law enforcement only got to searching the area 4 days after Antonet went missing, but no trace of her was found, and it was still strange. Why wait 4 days when this little girl, 9-year-old girl, is missing, and she went missing in the middle of the night? It's not like, oh, it was during the day. It's not like they... it would be circumstances in which, like, I don't know, maybe her father or another family member just took her somewhere, like, during the day to a park, something. Like, oh, it's not like they could explain it. Oh, maybe a family friend, maybe a family member took her somewhere and you just didn't notice. No, it was middle of the night. So why would they start searching 4 days after she went missing? That's a lot of time. That's a long time, and a lot of things can happen during that time. Her mother, Penny, then mentioned, like, she suddenly remembers, this is also confusing, she suddenly remembers a man named Emmanuel, who was nicknamed Emo or Emo. Maybe he's just in the subculture. Maybe he's in an emo, a hidden emo. Anyway, so a man named Emmanuel, he apparently, like, Penny remembered that he had given flowers to Antonet on 3 different occasions in the days preceding her disappearance. And the weird thing is that the mom only disclosed this information after a family member raised it during the police search. So she didn't really say anything about this guy, Emmanuel, until another family member mentioned, like, hey, by the way, like, didn't you say that Antoinette got flowers from like this creepy guy that you know of him? It's not like he's familiar to you or like family, but he's, you know, like, oh, you kind of know of this guy, and your daughter gets flowers from him, and you know, it's kind of like, oh, a couple of days before her disappearance. That's kind of weird. You know, it sounds like an important detail. Like, it doesn't sound like an information that you would omit if your child went missing. So despite numerous leads and tips from the public, the case went cold, and there were no significant breakthroughs in the investigation until a year later, when the police department received a desperate phone call from a young girl who claimed to be Antoinette. And this is that recording.
Police department. Hello. I'm Antonet Cayedito. Okay, whereabouts in Albuquerque? Police department. Police department.
Oh, shit. Wait. What? Okay, let me try again, because for some reason, like, the video didn't play. Like, the whole video didn't play, or maybe my recording is messed up. But I'm gonna try to play it again. Let's try to listen to it like till the end. I'll see if it actually like plays till the end. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But at the end, like, she screams. So let's listen to it again one more time.
Police department. Hello. I'm Antonet Cayedito. Okay, whereabouts in Albuquerque? Hello? Antoinette, where are you? Antoinette? Hello?
Okay, so it actually did play till the end. Sorry, like, the first one malfunctioned for some reason. So as you can hear, the caller's voice, so the little girl's voice, was very clearly in distress. She was scared. In the recording, she said, I'm Antonet Cayedito, I'm Antonet Cayedito, I'm in Albuquerque. And then the dispatcher was trying to, you know, keep her on the line and find out the exact location in Albuquerque. But before she could do that, an unidentified male voice is heard saying, who said you could use the phone? Which was then followed by the little girl screaming, and then sounds of scuffle, after which the phone call ended abruptly. And they couldn't locate it. They only knew, like, the police obviously went on a search to Albuquerque, but, you know, they couldn't locate the exact location of the phone call. And Antoinette's mom identified her voice. You know, like, she said, yes, this is definitely my daughter. And it would be weird to be a prank. Like, how would she know of the name? How would, like, this little girl know of the name and you know, just decide to scream this particular name if she wasn't Antoinette? And then years after Antoinette's disappearance, her sister Wendy actually revealed an important fact. So she reveals like, her side of the story and what she remembered from that night. According to her account provided to detectives, there was a knock on the door that Antoinette, still awake, responded to. And the person at the door claimed to be, quote, Uncle Joe. And when Antoinette opened the door, she was immediately seized by two men who forcibly dragged her into a brown van while she was screaming and struggling to break free. So Wendy admitted that she hadn't spoken about this earlier due to her fear of upsetting her mother. Like, she was very young and she just thought, like, oh, her mom is gonna be upset with her that she didn't mention it, and Antoinette disappeared for some reason. You know, like, kids logic is weird, right? Like, so she was a kid. She was very, very young, and she just thought, like, oh, her mom wouldn't believe her. That's one, and two, her mom would be upset. However, the other sister, Sadie, she said that, you know, she wasn't at all certain that this knock, this whole situation with, like, abduction and Uncle Joe ever happened. So it was only Wendy that said like, oh yeah, this happened. But Sadie, who was like, I think she was even younger than Wendy. Wendy was like 5 years old at the time, and Sadie was even younger. So she's like, oh yeah, I don't actually remember this happening. Then there's another possible sighting and breakthrough in the case several years later, reportedly in Carson City in Nevada in 1991. A waitress at a diner claimed to have seen a girl who resembled Antoinette, and she was accompanied by two unidentified men. And the girl allegedly mouthed the words, "Help me," to the waitress before being whisked away by the men. Like they didn't care. They just kind of like grabbed her, and you know, like they didn't care if something fell on the floor. They just grabbed her and they left the diner, right? And while cleaning their table, the waitress also found a napkin that had a short message, "Help me, call the police," written on it. So despite extensive efforts to locate Antoinette and those two men, or this girl, I don't know if that was Antoinette, but you know, the girl and the men, they were never found, and the sighting remains a haunting mystery. Over the years, various theories have emerged regarding Antoinette's disappearance. Some believe that she was abducted by a stranger, possibly as part of a human trafficking operation, but then it would be kind of strange, like if it's, okay, human trafficking circle abducted Antoinette, but there were 3 girls at home that night, 3 children. Why did they only take Antoinette and not Sadie and Wendy? Other people speculate that someone who was known to the family may have been involved in her disappearance. So it wasn't like a, human trafficking circle. It was someone known to the family, and they just planned it out and they targeted specifically Antoinette. Maybe the guy who was named, the Emmanuel guy. But then it doesn't seem like they pursued that lead, or like they proved that he wasn't involved. I don't know, or maybe they didn't find it. I would have to dig deeper into this case because it was like very convoluted. But there was a lot of strange things about this case. It wouldn't be the first case like that. Oh, absolutely. Like there's so many cases that either it's like, oh, human trafficking circle, right? Like that's the main kind of theory, or it's proven that, oh, this person was abducted by a human trafficking circle, or human traffickers, or like more often than not, it's a person that the person like familiar to the victim. But in Antoinette's case, it's been exactly 38 years and 25 days since she went missing, and her case is still open and still unsolved. And there are, age progression pictures. The case is open, so like the investigation is ongoing, but it's been so long that they are, obviously police and family, they're kind of losing hope. I mean, they've kind of accepted that maybe like the likely scenario is that Antoinette is dead, but I mean, hopefully not. Some people are found years later, decades later. There were like cases this year, I believe. There was like at least 1 or 2 cases, either this or last year, where a little boy, boy that went missing in like 90s or something, he was found recently. He's an adult child, he's an adult child, Jesus. He's an adult right now, right? So years later, he realized that, oh, he was actually abducted. And he's actually this other person. Like his name is completely different, but like, oh, he's actually this other person. I don't remember who it was, but yeah, like there was like recently a case that got solved because the person just showed up. Like he was found. Okay. Some people just want to raise kids. I mean, sure. What? So they abduct a kid to raise kids? I don't know. I hate to say it, she might be dead. Well, I mean, I would say that's the most likely scenario, but maybe, that miracles happen. Maybe she's one of those cases where it's, like years later, maybe, yeah, like human traffickers that traffic children to be adopted into, like maybe she ended up adopted somewhere. Maybe she ended up leading a good life, who knows? Like, I mean, I hope so. I hope for that. For her, that, years later, she's gonna be found, like, or you know, maybe this year, maybe next year, oh, they're gonna realize like, oh, actually this woman came forward and she's Antonet. I mean, that would be great, but you know, we have to consider the possibility that she might not be alive anymore. Okay, so hopefully that's the case if she's still alive. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, absolutely. Like I would, you know, I would love that to happen for every missing person out there. Like, oh, they just, years later, it just turns out that, oh, they were actually, I don't know, something happened and they either left their life out of their own free will, or if they were a child, like, yes, they were abducted, but they are safe and sound. They grew up and they are leading a different life, but they realized, like, they never realized, like, oh, this was, you know, this was abduction or something. Okay, so the next case. So there's another incredibly bizarre and puzzling missing persons case is that of a man named Corrie Mckeague, a 23-year-old Royal Air Force serviceman. So Corrie vanished during a night out in Bury St. Edmunds in Suffolk in the early hours of September 24th, 2016. And the last video recording of Corrie right before, like this, that's also the night when there's the last video recording of Corrie right before he went missing, and it's pretty creepy. So that night, Corrie went out with friends for a night of socializing, and as I said, in Bury St. Edmunds, and CCTV footage captured Corrie visiting several bars and nightclubs in the town center. So I'm gonna play some of it. Well, I mean, I'm gonna play two videos, because this is like, these are two different videos from two different cameras. Well, two videos from two different cameras, but it's pretty much the same moment. So in the early hours of September 24th at 3:25 a.m., Corrie was seen on CCTV walking alone in the vicinity of Brentgovell Street. And he was last seen entering a horseshoe-shaped area. Basically, this is a cul-de-sac and dead-end street. It is known as Horseshoe or Barton Mills area, which is adjacent to a loading bay with large commercial waste bins. And Corrie was never seen leaving that cul-de-sac. So he enters, as you can see, like he passes by some people. These people were ruled out. They are not suspects. But, you know, he enters the cul-de-sac and he never leaves. When Corrie failed to report for duty on September 26, 2016, concern grew among his friends and his colleagues. The police launched a large-scale search operation investigating every possible clue and lead in Corrie's case. But everything soon hit a wall and no trace of him was ever found. So Corrie's disappearance has led to various theories and speculations, but none have really provided answers. One theory suggests that Corrie may have, you know, like, because he entered that cul-de-sac, right? There's no exit. So one theory suggests that Corrie may have climbed because he was intoxicated, and he was, mind you, like several moments before this recording, like he was apparently seen kind of dozing off, like he was sitting in entryway of some house and he was like, oh, seen dozing off because he was drunk. So after this recording, you know, like this theory says that maybe he got tired, again, he was drunk, so he climbed into one of the large commercial waste bins in the loading bay, and subsequently he just passed out, right? Like and then a truck came over, right? Like the garbage truck comes over and takes the bin and takes the contents, and he's with Corrie inside, and he had been transported to a landfill site, where his body would have ended up incinerated along with the waste. So if he was passed out, maybe as the truck just kind of took the waste, he got kind of like tangled in the waste. Maybe he got asphyxiated, and then his body was incinerated with everything else. However, extensive searches of the landfill, like there were two, I think the police did two extensive searches of the landfill, and there were no signs of Corrie or no signs of his belongings. which, I mean, it makes sense if they incinerated that particular, like, you know, batch of waste and he was there and his stuff was there, then yeah, like there wouldn't be anything. Last recordings of different disappeared. Yeah. So what's this about? Yes, exactly. Did you not see the title? You're saying he climbed in a trash can and just was picked up by a garbage truck and was burned to death? Yes, essentially, yes. Like, these were like commercial, like the, you know, big containers. So mind you, like the truck is also, the garbage truck that takes those is also pretty huge, but it also has, like, I'm pretty sure like he was, if that happened, like if that really happened, then he was likely dead before he was incinerated, because the truck kind of, like, I don't know if you guys have seen, I mean, I'm sure you've seen those like trucks, the big garbage trucks, and they are kind of like, they have that, I don't know how to describe it, but they have that like machinery inside that, yeah, like it would have probably crushed him. It would have crushed him. It would have, well, definitely he was very likely dead before he was incinerated, and just like the remains were just taken with the garbage and just incinerated. So they have a, oh yeah, they have a hydraulic press. Yeah, so, you know, it is very possible that, you know, if he was in that container, then yeah. So yeah, again, there were 2 extensive searches of the landfill, the only landfill that takes the waste from those containers, and there was nothing. There was no Corrie, there were none of his belongings. So there's another theory. So another theory speculates that Corrie may have met with foul play or encountered an accident on the night of his disappearance, like in that cul-de-sac. And maybe, you know, if someone actually like tried to hide the fact, like hide his body, hide him, maybe he was transported out of that cul-de-sac in a car, right? Like, I mean, I don't know, I didn't see any of the car, like any vehicle leaving that cul-de-sac, but who's to say that, oh, the person didn't like hide his body for a while, they waited, and then they left later in the day. So the case remains open. Authorities have not ruled out any possibilities regarding Corrie's fate. Unfortunately, in March of 2018, the official search for Corrie was stopped, and by March 2022, Corrie was officially presumed dead, likely as a result of, you know, climbing into that one of those like waste containers and dying as a result, like in the process. So as for now, he is pronounced dead. But who knows? Who knows? It is possible. Like, I don't know if they examined. I mean, I assume they examined the footage thoroughly, like all day, the whole day, to see anything suspicious. There were a couple of people that kind of seemed suspicious, like, oh, some people seen in that cul-de-sac or exiting the cul-de-sac, you know, that cul-de-sac area around the time or like after Corrie disappeared, but apparently they were investigated and ruled out. So there's no very concrete leads, you know, there's no very like promising leads. So as for now, as of today, like the official kind of explanation for this case is that he probably died as a result of an unfortunate accident when he just climbed into one of those waste bins. So yeah, drink responsibly. That is the conclusion of this case. Well, not the video, but this case. Always drink responsibly, and the previous one too, because the mom was kind of, yeah, like she was responsible. You know, she hired a babysitter, so it's not like it was completely irresponsible. She was like, there were some questions about like what she shared about, you know, the days leading up to Antonet's disappearance, but this one is drink responsibly. Same with like another case that I talked about recently. I think I also showed a video, the Ugly Tuna Saluna case. Also the guy went to a club, he got drunk, and he was seen, well, he wasn't seen, he was seen going into the club, but he was never seen leaving, and then he disappeared. And one of the theories is that he died at the construction site that was like inside the same building, the same complex. So yeah, I mean, think of it what you will. Okay, Lessons to be learned. Watch your kids and drink responsibly. Yeah, like I would say in Antonet's case, it's a little bit more complicated, right? Because the mom was clearly responsible. She hired a babysitter. She knew, like, apparently the babysitter, well, it wasn't like the first time for that babysitter to be taking care of Antonet. Apparently it was like a trusted babysitter, so it's not like she was responsible. She's like, okay, well, you know, my kids are taken care of. I can go out, and yeah, it was just very confusing. Unless you're hiding during the purge. Oh yeah. What, drink responsibly unless you're hiding during the purge? Yeah, I think then drink away. If the world comes to, you know, us, you know, there being a purge, official purge, then I think you can drink your sadness away. You can drown your sorrows. Good advice on it. Yeah, like just, you know, just drink responsibly. Unless it's the purge, then drown your sorrows, it's fine. When I first become a mom, I'm going to choose a babysitter wisely and won't ever drink. Well, I mean, that's certainly a good choice. You know, definitely choose a babysitter that you trust. Definitely, you know, like if you're going to leave your kids in the care of someone, like make sure that it's someone you trust. So yeah, obviously, absolutely. But, you know, as I said, like, it doesn't always work this way, right? Because unfortunate accidents happen, unfortunate situations happen. I do not wish this upon anyone. So you guys, I hope that when you have kids, if you have kids, I hope that this never happened to you. This never happens to you. Sona's first purge would be Intankan. Oh no. I mean, yeah. Well, it's not mine. I think, yeah. Yeah, actually, that's a valid point. It's okay. Yeah, I think that would be my first target. Hey, Big Slim, hi! Undead. I quit drinking because the last time I drank, it tasted like what acid reflux feels like. Yeah, probably a good choice. You know, alcohol in excess is never good for you. So you guys just drink responsibly. If you do drink responsibly. Be responsible, you know, like just know when to stop, know your limits, and yeah, like alcohol isn't the best for your health. So it's obviously up to you. It's not illegal, but you know, just be smart when drinking. Sona purged Intankan by accident. This would be a sequence of unfortunate events. If Intankan got purged, I swear, yeah, I'm just saying now. This is on video. This is on record. This would be an unfortunate sequence of events, of unfortunate events, and I would be there in my fluffy, feathery robe, talking to the officer, like, "What? Oh, officer, I had no idea. What? He's dead, and there's, you know, and he died." With, you know, being struck by a Blue Yeti microphone that I'm in possession of? No way. I don't know, I have a pretty high tolerance. Well, I mean, good for you, but also, you know, just be smart about it. Okay. So, the next video recording is the last sighting of a Canadian woman named Emma Filipoff. Emma disappeared under mysterious circumstances in Victoria, British Columbia on November 28th, 2012. She was described as creative, compassionate, and free-spirited. Emma had a passion for art and photography, especially as you can see from this photograph, from this photo. Like, she's also holding a camera. She was like never parting with her camera. In her early 20s, Emma experienced challenges with her mental health. She had anxiety and depression, which led her to seek a fresh start from, in Victoria, British Columbia. She was actually from Ottawa. But yes, I do mention anxiety and depression. It is important to this story, but there's an explanation, and it doesn't really explain what happened to her. You might think like, oh, okay, she had anxiety and she was depressed. Well, we know where this leads to. No, we don't, because there's another explanation, and there's like explanation in writing to, which I'm gonna get to. So Emma was last seen wandering barefoot and quite disoriented in downtown Victoria. Concerned citizen noticed her, like just this random person, like they noticed this woman walking barefoot and looking as if she's in distress. So he noticed the weird behavior and immediately contacted the police. Officers arrived at the scene to speak with Emma. They spoke with her for about 45 minutes. But despite their attempt to help her, Emma seemed kind of agitated and evasive, but they deemed that she wasn't a threat to herself or anyone else. So they were like, well, she doesn't want our help. And she seems like she knows what she's doing, even if she kind of, she's off, which I think it wouldn't hurt for them to be a little bit more careful, like as an officer, maybe just still offer like, hey, like you seem to be in distress. I don't think you should be alone right now. Like maybe we can just get you to the station and like get someone to kind of come get you, right? Like it wouldn't hurt, but I understand where they're coming from. I'm sure they had like plenty of calls, and I'm sure like, they because they stayed with her for 45 minutes and they were, well, from the reports it seemed like, they really kind of talked to her and they really asked her about like the situation, and they really like kind of were trying to get to the bottom of why she was so distressed. And they deemed like, okay, well, I mean, something's going on, but it doesn't seem like it's affecting her judgment. It's not that she's like a danger to herself and anyone else, right? So we're gonna leave. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. That they couldn't help her, but they left, right? So this encounter marked the last confirmed sighting of Emma Filipoff. Her car, a red Mazda MPV, I think, was later discovered abandoned in the Chateau Victoria parking lot. And it seemed that all of Emma's belongings were still inside. Like she wasn't there, but the belongings were inside, which included her passport, her camera, which she never parted with, her clothes, laptop, pillow, and even recently borrowed library books. And later, a CCTV footage from a local 7-Eleven store. Oh, sorry, that's not the one. So a CCTV footage from the local 7-Eleven store came out. Like that was published, and this is a recording from earlier that day. So before Emma was seen barefoot, before she disappeared, right? So it was published, and it shows Emma purchasing a prepaid cell phone. This is the first time she's done something like this. But she purchased a cell phone, and then the footage kind of depicted her looking distressed and then pausing before leaving the store. Like if you can see, you see it like, she kind of glances outside, right? Like as if she's like afraid of something or someone outside of the store. And she then went back inside the 7-Eleven to purchase a sorry, that's not the one. But yeah, like she went back inside to purchase a $200 prepaid credit card. And according to reports, she left around 6 p.m. that day, and then shortly after she hailed a taxi and requested to be taken to the Victoria International Airport. However, she soon left the taxi. She got off the taxi because she didn't have enough money, like cash, even though she still had that $200 prepaid credit card. So it's not like she couldn't pay for the fare. Like she just, okay, I ran out of cash, I'm gonna leave, right? Like the taxi driver kind of kicked her out, and she didn't mention anything about the card, so she just didn't use it. She was then last seen, like we're kind of circling back to that 911 call about like the woman in distress just walking barefoot, because she was last seen walking barefoot in front of the Empress Hotel. And yeah, like the officers then interview her 45 minutes. They deem her harmless. They let her go. And police investigators speculated that she was likely trying to go back to her hometown when she got on that taxi. She was trying to get back to her hometown, Ottawa. But there was also no proof that she ever made it out of Victoria. So even though she may have been trying to get to Ottawa, like she ended up like not leaving Victoria. The prepaid cell phone that she purchased at the 7-Eleven, right, like the one in the footage, this was never activated. She never activated that cell phone. I don't know if it's because she didn't know how to, because that was like the first time she was buying a prepaid cell phone. Same with the credit card. Maybe she didn't know how to use it, but it just didn't seem so. But as for that credit card, it was also never used by Emma. It was found on the side of the road leading to the Juan de Fuca, I think, community center, a couple of miles north from where Emma was last seen. And the card was found by a random stranger, and he used it to buy cigarettes, which police immediately tracked down and interviewed the guy, but it turns out that he had nothing to do with Emma's disappearance, so he was just this random person and he just found it. There was some indication that Emma was depressed, as I mentioned before. However, her journals and other writings, like poems, because she was writing poems, they never indicated the intention to her intention to end her life, which was reviewed. It was reviewed by experts, and they said, like, yeah, there's no indication. You know, she's writing poems, she's writing like journals, but there's zero indication that she was depressed at a point where she wanted to take her own life. And there's also this other footage that I played briefly, but there's one more footage of Emma several days before her disappearance. I believe this one is from November 23rd. And it shows Emma walking into the Victoria YMCA. But something feels off, something seems off. She's seen walking in and out of the building, like several times. Like you can see it, she's just walking in, out, in, out. And she looks concerned, from what like people said. Like she looked concerned, as if she was trying to avoid someone or something that's outside. And that is, you know, that's a pretty concerning recording. And then there's another thing. So this is not necessarily connected to Emma's disappearance. I mean, who knows? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But it's more of a weird plot twist in this whole story. But in March 2016, which is, what is it, like a couple of years after Emma's disappearance, 4 years after Emma's disappearance. So in March of 2016, Emma's mother and her brother were charged in a money laundering case. In a money laundering case, and they were also charged with drug and illegal weapon possession. But a couple of months later, all the charges were dropped against the mom. The brother was charged with it though. So I'm kind of thinking like maybe he was, because they just caught him now, maybe he was doing it before in 2012, and well, he was doing money laundering. He had like connections to drugs, he had connections to some illegal weapon possession. Who's to say that it's not like drug cartels or some, like, I don't know, Breaking Bad shit, and actually like she got caught in the middle of it, and she was pursued by you know, like drug dealers that were connected to her brother. I don't even actually know, because it was like just briefly mentioned, like, oh, by the way, yeah, her brother was charged with like drug possession and just money laundering, and somehow they didn't connect it to Emma for some reason. Maybe they had a valid reason, but yeah, who's to say that she wasn't really like you know, a target because of her brother. But her case is still unsolved officially. Was she gonna be used as a ransom? Who knows? Yeah, who knows? Like there wasn't any mention of like any like weird messages like about a ransom, or like there wasn't even like mention of her connect like at the time of her brother still being like, oh well, not still, it wasn't like there wasn't a mention of her brother being in the money laundering and drug kind of dealing situation in 2012. But I assume like, oh, they only caught him in 2016. Like he was charged in 2016, but like who knows like how long he's been doing that, right? Like he had been doing it for maybe for a while. So it's possible that Emma just got, she was just a collateral damage in this whole thing. Man, this story would make a cool mystery thriller thriller movie. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like documentaries about this. Like every case, or I mean, who knows? Like you know, there's so many movies that some of them might have been inspired. Who's to say it wasn't? Okay. So there's the last case. I have one more case. The last case involves another very disturbing voice recording that haunts everyone involved in this case to this day. And it's the strange case of Henry McCabe, a 32-year-old auditor for the Minnesota State Department of Revenue, who disappeared under very suspicious circumstances in the early hours of September 7th, 2015. Henry was last seen on the night of September 6th, 2015, when he left home in Mounds View, Minnesota, to meet friends at a nightclub in nearby Fridley. So again, it's kind of like drinking is involved. So I would say this stream, I mean, it's kind of very coincidental. Mind you, I didn't choose these cases because of like drinking. It's coincidentally like a lot of those cases have like drinking and alcohol involved, and well, I quote unquote irresponsible drinking, even though we don't know. Well, I mean, it wasn't really connected, but it was like a factor, like a small factor, like, oh, victims were drunk, some of them. But so he was, you know, he met friends at a nightclub, and he was just out drinking. And according to witness accounts, Henry appeared to be in good spirits during the evening. However, he failed to return home, and his whereabouts became a cause for concern. One of the most perplexing aspects of, you know, puzzling, just kind of confusing aspects of McCabe's case is a voicemail, because he disappeared, right? He never came back home that night, but then his wife discovered that he left a voicemail. Corrine, I guess like his wife's name was Corrine. So he leaves a voicemail on Corrine's phone in the early hours of September 7th, 2015. So that's actually the night. That's the night, the night when he disappeared, right? So I'm gonna play that voicemail, and just mind you, it is pretty loud. It is pretty disturbing. It's definitely hard to tell what the person says in the voicemail. So like, don't pay attention. No, I mean, yeah, you can pay attention. You can try to like make out what they're saying, but it's very, very hard. It's pretty distorted. So just be warned, it's gonna be loud. I'm gonna just turn off the music and play the recording. The voicemail lasted for approximately 2 minutes, and it captured Henry's voice, as you can hear, but it's very hard to, again, it's hard to tell what he's actually saying. And there are some pretty disturbing sounds, right? Like everyone, you guys saw it, you guys reacted to it. And I can see the chat, so I can tell that you guys are as confused as I am. So at first, well, this is how it was explained. In this voicemail, at first, Henry is kind of heard talking, as if talking to someone calmly at first. But then the situation changes abruptly, and Henry can be heard like screaming in distressing tones and fear. And in the voice, and then there are like gargles and growls, like weird sounds, right? Like everyone was, you guys were saying like, oh, he's a werewolf, or yeah, like just a drunk person, but there might be more to it. So also Shai, thank you so much for gifted memberships. Congratulations to everyone who got the membership. So then Henry, like in this voicemail, Henry can then, maybe you could hear it, maybe you couldn't, but Henry can be heard saying, stop it. He can be heard saying, oh my God, and then I'm sorry and help me. Well, there's like some listeners actually say that those words, I'm sorry and help me, are not said by Henry. It's someone else. And it can be heard in the background, like, I'm sorry, help me. As if someone was like apologizing to him, but then also saying maybe to another person, help me out with this, right? So the voicemail ends with what appears to be scream. Henry was officially pronounced as missing on September 8th, and search teams were immediately engaged to scour the area surrounding the nightclub and conduct extensive interviews with witnesses and acquaintances of Henry. Despite their efforts, there was no trace of Henry, so obviously they didn't find anything in the weeks after the disappearance. Also, the investigation got a little complicated because of conflicting witness statements and accounts of his last known moments. Some witnesses claimed that they have seen Henry at the nightclub on the night of his disappearance, while others reported like seeing him in different locations at different times. There's also like another guy who was acquainted with Henry. He was there, like apparently he was his friend. Like at one point, it was like, oh yeah, he was his friend, and he gave him a lift to the gas station. Like this was super, super weird. So, and again, there's no proof that he was involved, but he said like, oh, I took him to the gas station, we were friends. And then he kind of backtracked and said like, oh no, I didn't know him well, but I took him to the gas station. But then he didn't have any documents, and he didn't have his wallet or anything because it was like left like for safekeeping with another friend. It was so it was honestly so confusing. I don't have like, again, like this case would kind of, I think it would need much more time and like digging into to kind of make sense of those conflicting statements. So the inconsistencies definitely made it difficult for investigators to establish a clear timeline of events leading up to Henry's disappearance. And then in an unfortunate and strange turn of events, Henry's body was pulled from Rush Lake in New Brighton several weeks later in November 2015. The body was discovered approximately 6 miles from the location where he was last seen. But why did I mention that it was strange? So, see, when the autopsy was done on Henry's body, it revealed no signs of stabbing, no signs of gunshot wounds, no strangulation, no like any other injury or struggle or signs of struggle, nothing, which led the investigators to conclude that drowning was the likely cause of death. The body was first spotted by a person kayaking on the lake at 4:30 p.m. and when the police arrived and pulled him from the lake, they didn't specify how long Henry's body was in the water. They did say it, quote, has been there for quite a while, end quote, so that's unspecified. We don't know if he was there ever since September. It looked like, oh, he was there since September, or did it look like, oh, the body was in the water for a few hours, which means like he was held hostage somewhere. There's no information. But that also brings me back like this conclusion that, oh, he drowned, right? it brings me back to that voicemail. So in the voicemail, you can sort of like, yeah, you can hear screams, but at one point we can hear those like gargling and growling sounds in, you know, in the recording. And I just thought like, oh, these kind of sound as if Henry's face is being pushed underwater, like it's underwater, and he's gargling because his voice, like, right, like his mouth is underwater and his voice is being kind of distorted. But the things he said in that voicemail and his tone, it just indicates that he was in great distress, maybe because someone was trying to drown him. And that's kind of what I thought, right? Like, yeah, that was him in the, yeah, like that's what I thought. Like when I saw that his body was found in the lake and oh, it was kind of determined like, oh, he drowned. I'm like, wow, well, now the voicemail makes sense, because some of those sounds, like everyone was saying like, oh, this is so weird. Like, oh, it's like he's, right, like, oh, he's a werewolf, but, or he's drunk. But no, like it actually sounds like those growling noises and gargling noises. It just sounds like he's drowning. Yes, like maybe someone is drowning him right then and there. So the case is still left unsolved, and Henry's family and friends to this day try to advocate for answers and justice, and urging anyone with information about Henry's last hours to come forward and give the information to the authorities. But so far, no new leads. Do you think someone was torturing him? Possibly. Like that's what I'm thinking. Like either, well, I mean, definitely someone was there. Someone was holding him down. Well, it sounds like someone was holding him down. This was the moment, like, oh, when they got into a fight. Like maybe, like at first it just sounds in that voicemail as if he's talking to them, and it seems calm at the very, very, very beginning, but then it just shifts, right? Like, oh, he got attacked, and then the person was like holding him underwater. I mean, that would make sense, because there was, again, no other kind of signs of any struggle on his body, no injuries on his body. It's, yeah, like the reason for his death was drowning. But again, the question is, how long was the body in the water? Because they never specified. Maybe it's important to the investigation. Maybe they just don't want to give it away, because it's an important information. If it was revealed, maybe they have some leads and they just don't want to like spook their suspects. Maybe there's something, like there's a reason why they're not revealing the exact you know, the exact timeline, like, oh, how long was the body in the water. Maybe they do think like, hey, the body was in the water just few hours or few days, but he disappeared in September, which means like he was held hostage somewhere else, or he went somewhere else before. Also, if he was being tortured, he would at least have some marks, but nothing is very strange. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, maybe the kidnappers or the attackers were just very careful, and they were like, okay, well, we have to just do it this way to not leave any marks. I don't know. But again, it's kind of weird that the police wouldn't reveal like how long was he in the water. Like, yes, it could be weird, but at the same time, I kind of understand, because if it does mean like, oh, if they know that, hey, the body wasn't there for a long time, it was just there for a short time, so he drowned recently, but then he disappeared in September, maybe it's just a part of a bigger case, and you know, like, they have some suspects, they are pursuing some leads, but then, you know, it's you know, they just don't really reveal it or release it to the public, so that the suspect doesn't like bounce, skip down. Maybe he tried to call for help. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, he, you know, he possibly dialed his wife's number to call for help, but then the thing was happening, right? Like, it started happening, and he just didn't have, you know, like, he was alone. But yeah, probably if they were professional. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe again, maybe it's like some kind of bigger operation. Maybe it's some kind of bigger, I don't know, like crime syndicate. Criminal underbelly of Minnesota. Underbelly. Okay, you guys, that's it actually for the cases. I hope you guys, you know, found the cases interesting. I definitely found Antonet's case heartbreaking, because the phone call is just, Jesus, like, and it's a year after, so she was being held hostage by someone. And well, I mean, I guess the likely scenario was that she was trafficked. I'm not going yet. I'm not going yet. Okay, but I found that case, that particular case, pretty heartbreaking. Obviously, all of them are pretty terrifying, but so you guys stay safe out there, drink responsibly always, and you know, just take care of yourselves. Okay. Okay, so yes, I am in a subway station. Nothing to see here, people. Nothing weird. Before the station staff kicks me out, I have to tell. I wanted to tell you guys something. I wanted to tell you guys a story that happened recently. Well, I mean, the things that happened. There's a lot of things that happened to me recently, but this one thing, I have made a grave mistake, and I don't mean the fun facts with fear. So one of my best friends is currently pregnant. You know, she's expecting, and recently. I think it was like early morning hours for me, like, cause you know, she's back in Poland, I'm here in Taiwan, and she sends me a message. She sends me a message, and the message says LOL with exclamation marks, and then it's followed by a picture. But the problem is the picture doesn't display, right? So she sends LOL and she sends a picture. This is like completely unrelated to the crime stuff, the true crime stuff, nothing. This is just an embarrassing story, how I embarrassed myself and how I am not doing well as a human being. Like I cannot, I don't know, you know, so social anxiety, and just like I am not great at communicating. So congratulations. Yeah, I'm gonna tell her congratulations. Anyway, so she sends me a message, LOL, and then she follows it with a picture, right? The picture doesn't display, but it was like early in the morning. I just woke up, so I was just like, oh, I don't wanna like reply that, oh, it didn't display, can you send it again? So I kind of like I was still half awake. So I just figured like, oh, well, it's LOL with exclamation marks and the picture. So it's probably like, she usually sends me some memes, right? Like, or some funny pictures or some funny videos. So I assumed it's one of those. And I reacted with a laughing emoji with like tears, right? Like crying emoji, but laughing. So that's how I react. I go back to sleep. I wake up later, and there's a message from her saying, I cried. I'm crying right now. Like, oh, she's like, oh, I can't, is it that bad? I cried. And I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit. I panic. I don't want to admit that I didn't see the picture. I panic. So I say, oh no, I'm so sorry. I swear to God, I was going to like it with a heart. But my finger slipped. I don't know. I was half awake, so I reacted with a laughing emoji. I just panic. I lie, right? And then she says like, oh, okay. Like, she doesn't seem to believe me, so I feel like shit. I feel horrible about this. But I decide to spin the web of deception further. So I'm like, no, I swear to God, like I wanted to react with a like a fucking idiot. So I spin that web of deception. And I continue. So I say like, oh, you know, I tried to like it with a heart, but you know, it just slipped. I don't know, like the messenger is stupid. I hate it. Whatever. I make it believable. And she's like, okay, well, and then she drops the bomb. It's like the worst coincidence ever, because she sends me a message. Also, Eric, thank you so much. When will the lies end? Remember for the lie. I don't want to lie. I swear to God, this is unintentional. But she sends me a message saying like, oh, because I sent the picture to this other friend and she reacted the same way, with the laughing, crying emoji. And I'm like, fuck my life. Fuck me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Can it be like even worse? Can it get any worse? So she's like, yeah, I thought, you know, because both of you reacted the same way. I'm like, fuck me right now. Oh my God. So unintentional lying. So oh my God, I felt so like bad. I felt so horrible about myself. I felt so horrible about the situation, about lying. And I just come clean. I'm like, okay, listen, I have to tell you something. Okay, let me tell you something about this picture regarding the picture. And she's like, no, like, she's like, oh, I thought I was making a fool out of myself. And I feel horrible at this point. I feel so horrible that I'm like, okay, well, it's time to admit to lying. And so yeah, I explained like, hey, listen, I actually didn't see what was in the picture. I have no idea what was in the picture. It didn't display and I just panicked. So I explained it to her. And I'm like, please, can you tell me what was in the picture? Because I feel horrible. Please tell me what was in the picture. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, you can tell me or you can resend it. Like, I would love to see it. Like, what was happening? You know what was in the picture? I feel even worse now. Because the picture was of her baby bump. Oh my god. It's like the worst sequence of events ever. This is the worst. And I fucked it up so bad. Oh my god. Yeah, I told the truth. Yeah, I came clean like immediately after this because I thought it would be like okay, but she didn't seem to believe me when I told the lie. So I'm like, yeah, I came clean. Not the baby. Yeah, the baby bump. And I feel so horrible. Shai, also thank you for that. Thank you for the super. Don't let the scuff seep into your real life, Sona. Keep it in streams. So you guys, another lesson from today's stream is always tell the truth, because you might actually like dig yourself a grave after some of your friends send you a baby bump and you like react like an idiot like me with a laughing emoji. Please don't do this. Please don't ever do this. Come clean. Sona is the worst liar. She'll just be sad that lie. Yeah. Every time I lie, I feel so bad about it. And yeah, no, like I felt horrible. I was just like, no, I cannot spin this web of lies. I can't spin the web of deception any longer. I have to. And the fact, like, when she told me it was a baby bump, I'm like, oh shit. Oh my god. Okay, this is horrible. Time to come clean. Yeah, so I told her the truth. I was just like, hey, I'm so sorry. I didn't even know what was in the picture. Like, it didn't display. And she actually she forgave me. She said like, oh, actually this actually improved my mood a lot. Because I said like, yeah, I panicked. I explained myself. I was like, I panicked. I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking, I don't know. I'm a fucking idiot. Like, don't just, please forgive me. Like, you can do whatever you want to me. Please forgive me. And yeah, like she actually said like, yeah, no, okay, now I feel so much better. Okay, I'm so sorry. Lie too many times and karma will get you someday. Story of my life. Oh, absolutely. I just experienced this exact thing. Oh my god. Yeah, don't lie, because at a certain point in life, you can lie a little bit, you know. Like, I think you're gonna pass, like, when you're like, oh, you know, high school, college, whatever. Like, when you're young adult, you're gonna. But then you reach the stage in your life when your friends are having babies and you might fuck it up pretty bad. Like I did. So now you can have intanken or you can have open. Just don't unfriend me from real life. Oh my god. Jose, thank you. If you want to make up for it, buy her baby clothes or a large bundle of diapers to give to her for her baby shower. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna buy her something, you know. I'm definitely gonna fly over. You know, I'll try to do it like before the baby is born, to just, you know, celebrate with her and ask for forgiveness. I'm just gonna like fly over and walk from the airport on my knees all the way to my hometown and all the way to my friend's house, and just that's how I'm gonna like ring the doorbell on my knees and be like, please forgive me, please forgive this idiot, this fool has sinned, you know, I have committed a grave sin, please forgive this idiot. It's just, you know, gives her some FEARSONA merch. Oh, I think I'm gonna buy like a weird plushie. I think I would buy a weird plushie for a baby. Like some weird plushie, like a pigeon or something. I would like my child's favorite plushie to be a pigeon. A radioactive pigeon, I swear to God. If I have kids in the future, I have like a bunch of like weird plushies. I have the Mothman, I have a plague doctor, I have a capybara with a strawberry hat. I have like Pokemon, I have like coughing. These are gonna be my child's plushies. You know, just so you know, they're just gonna be surrounded by weird, strange, stuffed animals, and a pigeon, because I'm gonna buy that. Like a realistic pigeon or a platypus or something. Give it a magic seal plushie. Yeah. You know what would be awesome? A FEARSONA baby clothes. Oh, yeah, I have to do that. I need that. I need that in my life. Yeah, but my child's stuffed animals are gonna be a pigeon and a platypus. Or what is another weird animal to have as a plushie? Emu! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. I'm gonna get an emu plushie for my kid. Hey Siri, how are you today? Hey Sona, how are you today? New model baby Sona. Oh god. A rock. Octopus. Axolotl. Oh, did you guys know that axolotls you can just like if you cut off their like gills or like legs and arms, or tail, they're just gonna grow back. Like you can literally cut them off and they will grow back a hand, an arm or leg. Well, a leggy. That's another fun fact. A centipede. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Oh my god. Well, I mean, I have a Mothman plushie already, so I'm just looking for suggestions. Yeah, a hippo. I mean, a hippo is pretty standard. A hippo is pretty like relatively normal. Like a pigeon or a centipede or a platypus. That's kind of like or emu. What about a rhino beetle? Oh yeah, that's weird enough. Yeah, dude, like I swear to God, when I have a kid, I'm just like, I'm gonna just like buy the weirdest stuffed animals ever. This is that's gonna be like pictures, baby pictures, and then in the future when they are like grown up, they're gonna be like, Mom, can I see my baby pictures? I'm like, sure you can. This is gonna be a trip. Let me show you the ensemble. Your favorite ensemble of plushies, and it's just gonna be like the weirdest stuffed animals ever. Aren't you scared of kids though? Yeah, a little bit, but I'm just gonna like draw circles of salt and holy water. It's fine. I'm covered. It's fine. I have it all planned out. A stag beetle. I think I remember having one as a kid. It scared me as a child once. Oh, nice. Selling Mothman plushies when, Sona? I have to, I want to design a Mothman plushie. Like this would be great. Like, but I have to design like a mascot, right? Because my official mascot is gonna be, right, it is the Mothman. I have it in my other model, right? Like the casual outfit, like there is like a little chain, but I have to redesign it a little bit and, make it like more personal. I don't know, like with the new model, I think I'm gonna like design one for the new model design. So we'll see. Give it a few. Oh, detective hat. Oh yeah, could be. Don't forget the moth butt. Oh yeah, he's gonna have like a little butt. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for today. I think we are done, but please remember that the giveaway is coming up tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow we have the podcast episode, so I'm gonna sit down with my mods and with my Patreon members, Platinum, Ruby, and Diamond tier Patreon members. If you are one, the podcast is gonna be at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. So an hour early, like an hour earlier than the stream today. And we're gonna be talking about the most disturbing true crime cases we've heard of, or we remember. You don't have to like prepare anything like in detail or anything. You don't even have to prepare anything. You can just come in and listen and just kind of comment on other cases. Please feel free. I'm gonna definitely like prepare a couple of cases to just talk about briefly, and we're just gonna be chilling. So it's gonna be a very chill stream. And then we're gonna have that giveaway. So Sunday, 5 p.m. Pacific time too. Giveaway. It's gonna be a stream for me trying the weirdest Japanese Kit Kat flavors. So I'm gonna be trying the Kit Kat flavors that I got from Japan, and then I'm gonna be doing the giveaway. And there's gonna be 3 winners, 2 kind of minor prizes, and then the grand prize, which you saw like you might have seen what's included. I posted it on Twitter. So you can just check out like what the prizes are. And I'm obviously gonna show it like during the stream, so no worries. Great stream. I'll have to rewatch it and get nightmares. Hey, And I hate how I missed this stream, but oh no, David! But it's all good since life happens, but when I have time, I'll watch the VOD. Please do. Well, the VOD is gonna stay there. It's just gonna be here, so you guys can rewatch it whenever you want. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. Big Slim, hopefully I can show up. My Discord got hacked. Oh no! So I had to go to my old account I hadn't used in years. You can actually... Well, you can leave your account. Like, you can actually... I mean, if you join... you can actually, like, tell the mods or like, contact the mods on, you know... Or you can update it. Well, you can definitely update it in your Patreon account. If you update your Discord account in your Patreon account, I'm pretty sure it's gonna switch. So, like, it should switch automatically because it's linked. So if you update it, you're gonna be able to, like, get the role and have access to the call. Or if not, just let me know and I'm gonna add you. And, you know, like, just contact me on Twitter. Like, best on Twitter or, yeah, like, Twitter DMs. And I'm gonna try to add you and you can, like, send me your new account. Let me see. Thank you for the stream, Sana. You're welcome. But why would people hack a Discord account? Well, I mean, for different reasons. I don't know. Oh, and if anyone that hasn't done this already, subscribe, like and subscribe, and comment. It's gonna, you know, it's gonna boost the algorithm. You can comment under the video, you can like it, you can subscribe, you can hit that notification button, to be notified whenever I show up in my little dark corner of the internet to tell more lies, apparently. Because that's what I do. I am a renegade. I don't know, like I'm an outlaw. I tell lies. Oh my god, I'm a criminal. I am the lowest of the lowest. I feel so bad. I feel terrible. I feel like shit. For lying to my friend. No! It was so stupid. It was so stupid. It was horrible. It was horrible. Don't do this. Especially if you know your friend is expecting a child. Don't do this. Don't, like, if they send you a picture, it doesn't display, just tell them straight up. It didn't display. Okay, don't risk it. Don't risk it being a baby bump picture and you reacting with a laughing emoji like a fucking idiot. Like I did. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for today. Stay safe out there. Always lock your doors and windows. They're your hexes. Until the next time. Bye. Thank you so much for being a member for 3 months. I was going to say Supa, but sure, it's a Supa. Okay, so fun fact. What is a fun fact? Oh, the first gas lamp was invented in Ukraine. So, in Lviv. I guess I can polish it to Lviv. But yeah, the gas lamp was invented in Ukraine. Also, Jose, thank you for the Supa. Okay, another fun fact, there are only 22 countries in the world that the British have not invaded. That's the fun fact. Shai, thank you for the super. What else? Oh, moving in a circle. Okay. So this is an interesting fact. When lost in the desert or a thick forest terrain, devoid of landmarks, people tend to walk in circles. Blindfolded, people show the same tendency. So if you're ever lost, just so you know, if you're walking around, just so you know, you're probably gonna walk in circles. That's interesting. Okay, you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll talk to my mods. I'll talk to my, I'm gonna be chatting with my mods and my Patreon members. So I'm looking forward to that. You guys too can join in on the conversation in the chat, and we're just gonna be talking true crime for however many hours. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe out there. See you guys next time.